So they're locking up the bathroom service, creating a jam-packed situation, and this has to be investigated. They're inciting violence against me. I don't know if they're into some sex extortion. I don't know if it's some sex extortion they're into, but they're always inciting violence against me in the bathroom. I don't know, I'm a Nigerian transsexual. So I was at the Penn Station bathroom, they called the police on me, trying to provoke me. Even here also, they went and locked up the extra bathroom, so I wouldn't have enough space, and they were crowding up the bathroom, causing a stampede, so people can be bumping into me and stuff. So, and also here, as I was passing through here, the guy ran towards me and said he has to snitch me with a dog. Usually, before you get to the turnstile here, that's when they snitch you with the dog. But I already got to the turnstile, he didn't indicate he wanted to snitch me with a dog. And it is the police blocking the way also. So they're all trying to provoke me. Excuse me, officers, I don't want to bump into you.
Huh?
I don't want to bump into you. You're large.
Go right through.
You're not supposed to be blocking the way. The rule says you're not supposed to do that. So they're trying to get me angry. I don't know if they're trying to kill me. So Inspector General of Police, you can investigate this. Your police are corrupt. I'm a Nigerian and I'm experiencing a similar violence. Inspector General of Police, I'm going to send you this video and you have to discipline them. They're very undisciplined. They're blocking the way and their civilian counterpart are joining in. A guy will say, take off your mask. A Spanish guy.
God bless you.
So let me have all your badge numbers.
What? Onavita 14126.
So I hope you're Inspector General.
You want a business card too?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a business card.
Because I don't like this incitement to mockery. I get mocked as a
Yeah, I'll
Nigerian.
give you a business card.
I have diarrhea. And they're blocking the way. A Spanish guy was also mocking me.
Oh, you
Take
mad
off
because
your-
we were blocking the way.
Hey, you're blocking the way. I don't want to collude.
I'm sorry.
Even the bathroom, people are blocking the way.
Not a problem.
That's sex harassment. Nobody should be bumping into anybody.
That's actually not the definition.
So nobody's life is a joke. My friend Arigana was killed by the police while he was helping
Sorry to
me.
hear that.
And the police took my home as time. And it's like my life is a joke. My mother was also killed.
Yeah. So here's a business card. There's my name, my badge number, and where
Okay, you
I
can
work.
put it in my brown
Oh,
bag.
okay. No problem. There you go. Have a great night.
So, and the guy was telling me to take off my mask, a Spanish guy. And the dog team, see they're laughing, but they're just trying to scare me to death. I'd already passed through the turnstile there. Usually they're supposed to sneak through before they get to the turnstile. And he ran after me and said, wait, I didn't know what was happening. I thought something went wrong. So I have to sneak you now. And he spent extra minutes sniffing me, said, turn to your back, turn to your back. So they have guns and inciting violence. So they believe this Trump saying anytime Trump issues another statement, says he's going to be investigating all the immigrants in America to see who has been talking bad about America. I've been posting videos online saying my mother has been killed, my friend Ghana has been killed, and the government is not helping me. So, so they believe I'm going to be deported soon and they might as well kill me. Because I've not gotten justice so far. My mother's daughter's free and so on. So they don't let me use the bathroom. I'm in a jam with diarrhea and they're mocking me and they're trying to engage me in physical combat. And I'm not looking to, I have diarrhea, I have anemia. I'm not looking to get into any physical confrontation and be killed by anybody. So I've been talking about the Me Too. Gloria Albert, she wouldn't have been there. When the police took my home on Staten Island in 2010, September 9th, 2010, they naked me and searched me naked. So Arigana heard about it, said it was going to help me, and they went and beat Arigana at the police officers. Then I contacted Gloria Albert of the Me Too, so I was sexually abused by the police when they took my home, and she said she can't help me because if she helps me, the police will drop the Weinstein and R. Kelly case. So she said she's bribing it. So anytime I post videos about this Me Too lawyer Gloria that she has to be arrested, so because of her not helping me, the police are now harassing me the more. It's like the Me Too has a gang of black Americans and Spanish that are harassing me in the bathroom everywhere I go. Workers for the city of New York won't let me use the bathroom, try to get me to destroy my pants. And this Eric Adams, also the mayor, said the police should be. It's like he wants to create a Arigana 2.0. He knows Arigana, and it was where Arigana was helping me, and Arigana got choked. So since then they banned that police force. That police force, they call them the quality of life policing, and they take extra measures to try to harass blacks for little minor things. And this Eric Adams brought them back on July 20. They killed Arigana July 23rd. My birthday is July 8th. They killed Eric Garner July 17th, right? My birthday is July 8th. And he brought that outlawed police group that killed so many black Americans. They called the Quality of Life police group. And he brought them back July 20, like July 2.0. So it's like he wants another person to be killed, an African like me to be killed. And I saw that Eric Adams around this neighborhood. It was close to the Immigration Plaza, 26 Plaza. He was going towards the New York Law School. I told him, can you please help me, sir? I always listen to his radio show on WBLS every second Sunday of the month, and he will be nice to the black Americans. If they need any help, he will provide it to them. And he always boasts that he's been helping homeless get off the street, that he will personally, when he sees the homeless, he will personally walk up to them and offer them services, to call his staff to get them into the hotel room. So when I saw him, I've been sending messages online, he doesn't respond to me. So when I saw him in person, I said, can you help me? And he walked away from me. So I believe he may hate Africans, because there was a time after Eric Garner got killed, he used to work for the police department, Eric Adams. So I used to go use the bathroom in Brooklyn at the train station, the bathroom for women on Quad Street. He was the borough president around that 2015, after Eric Garner got killed. And the police would surround the bathroom, chasing out the bathroom. So I go in front of his office. It was the borough president in 2015-16. And I said, please, police in New York City, stop discriminating. In Iowa, they allowed a Nigerian to become a mayor there. I said in Iowa, they're allowing undocumented immigrants to get driver's license. I said, please, New York needs to tolerate us immigrants also. Then soon after that, the police arrested me, went and dumped me in the Cypress, stole my green card. Then Eric Garner went and made a speech to mock everything I've been saying in Harlem. The police arrested me July 20, 2019. And a few weeks later, in 2020, on January 20, 2020, this Eric Adams said, you go back to Iowa, you go back to Ohio. We're not going to tolerate you outsiders. We're not going to welcome your speech. And people sometimes make fun of me, say I speak with a double accent, I speak with a fake American accent. And someone they put poster in the bathroom, graffiti, I put it in my Google Drive. I took it to say, die soon poser. And those police stole my green card, and instead of this Eric Adams to help me, as the borough president of Brooklyn, that the police arrested me. And then, the one time arrested me, the same day I was being menaced. So I stopped coming to Quad Street where Eric Adams has his office. I started going to Prospect Park to use the bathroom in the train station there, Prospect Park train station bathroom for women. And then they were menacing me that day, July 20, 2019. So I recorded the thug menacing me in the bathroom by the same, and I said I was going to post the video online. And by later that day, the police arrested me at Berry Avenue and South Avenue. I had another person jump me, and then they arrested me in front of police camera. I went and locked them in the sidewalk, stole my green card and everything. And then Eric Adams, instead of helping me, he was just mocking me, saying we're not going to tolerate your speech. You outsiders are not welcome here. Go back to Ohio, go back to Iowa. Because I used to post that Ohio allows the Nigerians to become mayor, and Iowa allows undocumented immigrants to have driver's license. So there are Me Too groups also joining in. So anytime any bad thing happens, like they said, a Spanish guy or somebody shoot a police officer in Queens. So since then, they try to use that moment to quickly try to kill me also. So they've been sending the police and the civilian cops. I believe that Me Too is coordinated with the police, inciting this hate. So they said like on Friday or thereabouts, some days ago, like 2 days ago, or yesterday or so, they said in Queens, today is August 23rd, 2025, they said like a couple of days ago, maybe yesterday, if somebody shoot the police in Queens, so they always try to capitalize on that to tell the police to try to kill me. They can just claim, they were just taking extra caution because one of the officers has been shot. So this is a deliberate attempted murder. A black American woman was saying, go back to Africa. The giant, I went and called the police on me. As I'm using the bathroom, I have diarrhea. And this Alvin Bragg, it says helping black Americans escape criminal prosecution. It's not prosecuting them. And a lot of stores now close early, and they need to take his law license. I've been sending email that my life is in danger. Even my mother's daughters joined in. Came to New York to throw my mother. My mother said daughters were trying to kill her early because they were jealous that me and my mother could win money because the police took me and my mother from West Island. I just live in Pennsylvania. And they went to the hospital where my mother was getting treated for heart disease and baby. So they had to lock her up in the cycle. And my mother got so angry and she died. My mother was born in Nigeria, address a boy in America. So my mother was saying, address her into an inheritance scam. So anytime the police experience any kind of violence, somebody shoots the police dead or try to kill the police, then this Me Too group, I speak out against them because their lawyer Gloria already wouldn't help me. I told her the police naked nude searched me in my home and kicked me out and then killed my friend again. I was helping me with a lawsuit against them in 2014. And the Gloria already, the lawyer for the Me Too said she can't help me because she tells me the police will drop the case. She's filed the court case against R. Kelly and Weinstein, and she needs them. So for the case, otherwise she may not be able to win money in civil court if the criminal case is not successful. So she was bribing the police to arrest R. Kelly and Weinstein. So every time I post messages online that I still want this girl already arrested, a gang of Me Too are now working with the police, especially whenever the police experience violence and they will be using their gang members, their black Americans, workers in the bathrooms, telling them to attack me, trying to see me in the bathroom. I have diarrhea, so they always try to accost me in the bathroom, wait for me to use any bathroom, because they don't have diarrhea. So this I've been bribed is helping protect the black American gang working which is not prosecuting them. I've been sending emails, so they need to pull his law license and possibly arraign him for aiding and abetting attempted murder, because his own client, Eric Garner, was killed while he was trying to help me. So this I've been bribed most likely know about me. I saw him, he came around me, on Mother's Day, May 20, about 2025, in a place where I normally get arrested. The black American workers was called the police on me there, in front of the Washington Market Park, on Chambers Street and Greenwich. And I said, "Sir, can you help me?" And he walked away from me, and even the security detail told me to back over. And it was nice to see all the black Americans shaking their hands. So I don't know why he will come to troll me and make me feel like a nobody. So if he's that biased against Africans, he doesn't answer my email, and he comes around me. Also, Eric Adam comes around me, and they both don't help me. To the extent the security detail told me to back off, and that's not nice to be taunting. And while he came to that neighborhood, was shaking hands with fellow black Americans on the street. And I said, "Sir, I'm a victim of a crime. I've been emailing you," and he wouldn't answer me. And the security detail wouldn't help me either. So if he's that biased and doesn't care about justice, he just wants to upgrade his fellow black American lives. If any black American is arrested for some violence, he would not prosecute them. I say love stores are not closing early because they're afraid of getting robbed. And me also have nowhere to run to. So I'm facing the heat where black Americans try to kill me, and the Spanish also try to throw me. As I came here today, as soon as I passed through the turnstile there, look at those police watching me. Then the guy with the dogs chased after me, said, "Stop, stop." I'm like, you're supposed to stop me before I pass through the turnstile. I didn't know what was going on. And if they don't tell you to stop, then that means they don't want to search you. I said, "You turn around, I need to search you with the dog," and it was like they were all heckling me. And then the Spanish guy said, "Take your mask off." It was like a bystander. Even at the bathroom earlier, I was trying to use the bathroom at the black American woman cleaner at the Penn Station today, August 23rd, 2019, and she was telling me, "Go back to Africa. We don't want your tights here." And I said, "I'm closing the bathroom. You need to go back to Africa." And they're supposed to close the bathroom at 9 p.m., but because I'm an African, she's going to close it early. 45 minutes early, and they called the police on me, and the Spanish guy was heckling me as the police was dragging me out of the bathroom. They said, "We don't want your tights here. Get out of here." So that, this Me Too is a terrorist gang, and they believe they can kill me and get away with it. My father is dead, my mother is dead, and my mother's daughters are my mother said they're part of a gang. It may be this Me Too gang, but said they're into inheritance stuff. So I believe they can kill me and award all my money to my mother's daughters because I don't have a child, and I believe that's how the inheritance law works. I'm a gay Nigerian, I'm not a transsexual. So in case I get killed, no family member or so-called friends can inherit anything from me. I've been posting messages online, so I really don't have any friends because nobody ever responded to my messages online. I approach people I used to talk to online, and none of them have helped me. So I don't really have any friends. At this time, for 15 years I've been homeless on the street. So no family or so-called friends should inherit anything from me. And in case I get killed, only human rights activists like me should administer my stay and get justice for me and my dead mother and donate the rest of any asset I have to charity, to those financial contributions to charity, especially those that suffer in sober like me, and particularly those that have been reported by truck. So this is what is going on. And also, in case I'm injured, somebody's trying to run me over with bicycles or cars, I'm not safe in Nigeria. I'm a transsexual. I'm not safe in any other country. I'd like to remain in America. This is the crime zone where they killed my mother for 15 years, took my home wrongfully. I've been exposed to a lot of crime, so I don't trust any other country. America has allies all over the world. I don't want to be snuck into another country and be killed there and the police will investigate. My mother was killed and the police will investigate. So America has allies all over the world. So, and my mother has family in Canada and all over the world. But she said when she was alive, she tried to reach out to them and they didn't help her either. And my father has family all over the world also. But my father was abusive too, so I don't trust his family. So my mother told me before she died that if she ever dies, I should just reach out to strangers, and she's already reached out to family members, and none of them wanted to help us financially. So, and my mother's daughters violated HIPAA law, intruded into a medical treatment which is against federal law. My mother didn't want them to come to the hospital. My mother was having a heart attack. Said she was feeling the symptoms in Pittsburgh because that daughter was putting like drugs in her food. But only she's into drugs, my mother said. And the other daughter, Flora, would put my mother in the back of the car and go hit somebody's house. They were just trying to get my mother to have a heart attack early so she could die, and they could blame it on her being homeless due to the police eviction and get money. So my mother fled Pittsburgh. After she alleged that daughter must have put something in her food, because all of a sudden after that daughter Brianna gave her food, around May 13, 2015, my mother started having congestion in her heart. My mother got on the Greyhound bus to come to New York. On the way, she had to tell the bus driver she's about to have a heart attack, and the bus driver tried to stop it close to Pittsburgh, but my mother told the bus driver to keep driving because she was afraid of being near those daughters, because those daughters grew up in Pennsylvania and they went to college there, and she's afraid they may sabotage her medical treatment in Pittsburgh. So my mother thought that those daughters are not really familiar with New York. She coming to New York to the hospital would be safer for her, and she was here in New York getting better in the Bellevue Hospital. And then those daughters showed up some days later, barged into the hospital against HIPAA. My mother didn't want them in that hospital. She didn't tell them what hospital she was in, and they told the hospital to lock her up. So those daughters violated HIPAA. So my mother died antagonized. She told me they were trolling her. Yeah, my mother already had a heart problem, but and those daughters said they don't want an autopsy, so I don't know how she actually died. But my mother was telling me those daughters were trolling her, and she was afraid, if somebody tries to lock her up in a psych ward, because she doesn't speak American English and those daughters speak American English, she said she's going to fight. So I believe, when they were trying to put her in a psych ward, she tried to fight them and they overpowered and killed her. And the FBI was listening to the conversation because I was in immigration prison when my mother brought me in 2000. So since then, they put surveillance on me, and the FBI wouldn't help me either. Sometimes I see that daughter Bonali in this neighborhood. She lives in Pennsylvania, so I'm wondering why is she always coming to Manhattan anywhere I'm at. I always beg for money and she walk past me like she's taunting me, trolling me. She has a very violent history. My mother took her to Nigeria. She was beaten up by my mother in Nigeria. My mother sent her back to America to live with a white family because she said she doesn't like Nigeria. And as soon as she goes to America, she beat up the white family also. She and her sister Flora. So they put them in juvenile detention and in foster care. So my mother, died due to those daughters, abusing her, especially the last days of her life in the hospital. So they came to us as a troller, and it was telling the hospital to lock her up in a psych ward. So my mother died antagonized. So those daughters, I don't want them anywhere near me. They're dangerous. If you can kill your own mother. Yes, my mother had a heart problem, but antagonizing somebody on their sick bed and telling the hospital to lock them up in the psych ward. So my mother said those daughters were just trying to kill her early. And I violated HIPAA, and they have a violent history. They also got me locked up in the psych ward. When my mother took me there in 2001, after the immigration released me from immigration prison here. And the landlord then kicked me and my mother out, so my mother took me to go to stay with her daughters in Pennsylvania. So I didn't want to stay there, and those daughters called the police on me, so I had a weapon, I was attacking everybody, and got me locked up in the Mercy Providence Hospital in downtown Pittsburgh. And I had to tell the hospital I had a court case, and those daughters told the hospital, Balani especially, said I was lying, I didn't have any court case. My lawyer then, Ralph DiPietro in the immigration court, called the hospital to tell them I was telling the truth. That's when the hospital released me. Because the hospital thought I was just delusional, thinking I had a immigration problem. I thought I didn't really have an immigration problem. So those are very dangerous. And 14 years later, the hospital didn't help me arrest them. I was new in America then. And 14 years later, they did the same thing to my mother and killed my mother. So that hospital in Pennsylvania, I want to hold them legally liable. You know, because they had arrested those daughters then for failing maintenance on me in 2001. Those daughters wouldn't do the same thing to my mother 14 years ago later and kill her. And this Alvin Bragg is a black American prosecutor wouldn't help me either. I've sent an email explaining this to him. So he needs to be removed from office. You know, it's bad enough for us Africans not, experiencing family problems, but to even have black Americans that would rather watch us die, because you see some black Americans say black immigrants come to take their black American jobs. My mother was a homemaker. I used to work as a homemaker. We clean dirty diapers for a living. So I see some black Americans don't like Africans say we should ancestors in slavery. I think it's more hatred based on slavery. This is why a lot of black Americans don't want to help me, and they're calling the police on me and in the bathroom, harassing me. And this Alvin Bragg is protecting black Americans from going to prison, and when they commit violent crimes, they won't let them go to prison or robbery or stuff. So it needs to be removed from office. My life is important. Nobody's progress should be based on revenging against Africans. So this is serious. The whole world needs to help investigate this. This is genocide, black on black genocide being accepted on Africans, and some Spanish and other races are also joining in to support the black Americans abusing me, alongside this mutual. So I'm a Nigerian transsexual. The Nigerian embassy wouldn't help me with that. I've been sending them videos. So the Nigerian government needs to prosecute. They promised to help me after I got locked up by the NYPD, after I was set up and locked up wrongfully in 2019, July 23rd. And they stole my green card. So I called the Nigerian embassy from the psychiatric hospital. They locked me up. And my mother just going to keep her doors for my attention. So the police tried to frame me up as mentally ill also. At that time I was saying I wanted Gloria already arrested. I was talking in the train station that she wouldn't help me after the police sexually harassed me, abused me by naked searching me and kicked my mother out. And Uganda was helping me without court papers against the police. And the police when I took her Uganda there. And Gloria told me I required that phone conversation with her. She was in California when I called her. And Gloria already told me she can't help me because if she helps me, the police will drop the R. Kelly and Weinstein case. I said she needs a conviction like this so that she can score money in civil courts. So she was bribing the police by not helping me to get Weinstein and R. Kelly arrested. So I was trying to get her arrested also. And soon I was getting dropped in every bathroom, and this Eric Adams was mocking me when I finally got arrested. I said, we're not going to welcome your speech. We're not going to welcome your speech, you outsiders. So you must have been aware that was why I got arrested. Because I was talking about Gloria Orred, and it was the borough president of Brooklyn. He was helping black Americans that had any problem, but it wouldn't help me. And allowed the police and Gloria Orred and the military to abuse me, steal my green card. And when I made a statement, say you outsiders, you think you're going to be welcome in New York? Say never. So we're not going to welcome your speech. Say, so you're outsiders. So weeks later, after I got arrested, so Eric Adams needs to be arrested for aiding and abetting in the aftermath of an attempted murder by the mutual and the police department, and they stole my green card. And it was mocking me. And since then, he's been calling himself the new Esther. My mother's name is Esther. So it's a black American having fun with horror me and my mother's experience in America. And enough of his fun. Enough of his black American community protecting him like Alvin Bragg. Alvin Bragg is prosecuting a Caribbean American linked to Eric Adams, but he doesn't want to prosecute Eric Adams. Enough of this bias in the black American community. The city council also, a lot of black Americans, they wouldn't help me. I see some of the black American city councilmen, I try to speak with them and they just ignore me and walk away. I'm like, this is absurd. Even Eric Adams. So this has to be investigated, because under Section 1986 of US law, no government official should act in a biased way to injure another person. So Alvin Bragg, this is your chance to prosecute Eric Adams and your black American gang and your mutual gang and your police department. This is your chance now. I'm not threatening you. Because, my life is important and I'm not going to die quiet. I'm going to expose this. You're not better than me as an African. You can look at me. I'm an African. Yeah, I speak with a funny accent. Yeah, I get made fun of. Even Eric Adams said, we're not going to welcome your speech. Your speech, At that time I was saying, Gloria Orred needs to be arrested. And then she and a police team got me arrested, stole my green card, went and dumped me in the psych ward. The Nigerian government wouldn't help me. And this Eric Adams is a witness because he was saying, after I got arrested, he went and made a speech weeks later on January 20, 2020 in Harlem, saying, I think at the Apollo Theater, saying, we're not going to welcome your speech. You go back to Ohio. You go back to your Iowa. At that time, I used to talk in front of his office when the police started arresting me. when I'm using the bathroom in the train station, the women's bathroom, as a Nigerian translator, I used to say, in Ohio, they allowed the Nigerian to become the mayor. I used to say in Ohio, they allowed the Nigerian to become the mayor. In Iowa, they allow undocumented immigrants to have driver's license. I said New York is to tolerate immigrants. And then, after the police arrested me, stole my green card on behalf of this Gloria Allred, and then Ricardo was the borough president of Brooklyn, was helping black Americans that had any kind of jam up with the police. It wouldn't help me. I went and taught me. Went to Harlem some weeks later, January 2020, and said, you go back to Ohio. You go back to Ohio. We're not going to tolerate your speech. You outsiders are not going to be welcome here. So this is absurd. He needs to be arrested for aiding and abetting an attempted murder by Gloria Allred and a terror gang of Me Too and police officers and a street gang of black Americans and the empathizers of other races like Spanish or white. This is absurd.